Hello and welcome to Gender Discourse. I'm Sohela Kapoor. Himmat, a mobile application recently launched by Delhi Police, allows women to send a distress call to the police control room and the victim's relatives in case of any emergency. Raksha, Hawkeye, Holla Back, Spot Save, Nirbhay, Be Fearless are some of the evocative names for other mobile applications that have a similar function. How effective will they be? Will only upper-class urban women who can afford these smartphones be able to use them? What about the millions of semi-rural and rural women in India who are assaulted on a daily basis but never report the cases because of the shame it may bring on the families? Is there a gadget or a system in place to protect them? We discuss the issue today. Our panel of participants today are Mr. O.P. Mishra, Deputy Commissioner of Police, Delhi; Neeraj Arora, Cyber Law Expert; Dr. Pushpendra from IIIT Delhi, who is with the helpline 181. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right. Now, SOS applications. I'm asking you this, Neeraj. SOS applications have become a real boon. You know, they came in after that horrendous Nirbhay rape case. There are several Android and iPhone-based applications which are popular today. I named some. The others are, you know, with you, Be Safe, Nirbhay, Scream Alarm, Safety Pin, Circle of 6, Spot and Save, Eyeball, Udan, Holla Back, and Nirbhay Be Fearless, as I mentioned. Now, Nishit John and Dhwani Shah, two 18-year-old girls from Ahmedabad's IIT, have developed Click On, an application for Android phones that will be launched on Google Play Store soon. One must, however, remember to place the widget on the phone's home screen, otherwise, you know, for easy access, otherwise, you know, the purpose will completely get defeated. Now, the Delhi Police has also developed a mobile app called Himmat. If you download the app and register with the police, then messages and videos will go out to the police control room as well as five relatives or friends, and the status of the girl or the woman will also be posted on Facebook and the Twitter timeline. Now, to activate the facility or re-register, the support number is 011 234 90378. The facility is currently available on only Android-based phones, but the Home Minister has asked the Delhi Police to make the application available to iPhone users too. Now, all this looks extremely encouraging, but how effective will it be, you Neeraj? If the criminal makes good his escape, of what use is the application? Because time is of essence here.
You see, the application, when it is installed on the mobile, it is a mode of instant communication and it is directly connected to the server. The moment you click the SOS button, it connects to the server and give the message to everyone.
Yes.
So, the probability that the police will reach at the spot depends upon the infrastructure which the police has. Then there would be again an issue of the scalability. To which level their server is scalable to deal with all the demands. But certainly, keeping in view the recent position, it would be very effective that the police can reach on the spot immediately. It would help the victim. It would minimize the impact of the crime. And most important, it would also create the complete chain of evidence, including the photograph as well as the video. Because this application also cover the photograph and the video for 30 seconds, which would be an evidence which can become the basis of the conviction and which would helpful in locating the accused.
Yes. Dr. Mishra, how quick would Himmat be? If a girl SOS is, how quickly can you get back to her?
You raised a very important point,
yes,
and I'll come back to that, that you have too many apps today related to women's safety.
Yes.
But we wanted a women's safety app which is actually integrated with our emergency response system. What I mean by emergency response system, we already have a PA100 system, we already have women helplines, and these all helplines, they are integrated now up to the level of police station now. For example, if a call is made on Himmat by any women in distress, the location of the victim, the details, everything comes in front of the screen in our control room along with an alarm, and the message goes to the concerned PCR van through our own system of communication as well as to the jurisdictional police station also. So the response in attending to a woman in distress is very fast in this. And what Mr. Neeraj also pointed out, that additionally it provides some kind of a post-investigative tool in the terms of having a audio video also of the victim. That also is uploaded in our own server in the system, which provides some kind of a clue regarding the location also, which will help the person who is trying to dispatch a PCR van at the location through that particular methodology.
So you said it will be done very fast. In
Yes.
minutes, how many minutes would it be?
You see, it will.
The time between when she presses the button and the police force reacts.
I think it's instantly. I am telling you, the moment you put a SOS button, and once you are already registered or not, we have started. I mean, till date, I think 4 o'clock, we have received almost 3,500 registrations on this application, out of which there are 618 SOS calls which have been made by residents of Delhi only. Those who are registered, they have immediately after registers, they have called our CPCR, and immediately, let me tell you also that in this system there is a callback system also. Immediately the person who has received the call will call back the victim. That facility is also here. And let me also tell you that this application also has, if you open the home page of it, once Himmat comes, which you can download it either from the Google Play Store or even from Delhi Police website, they have one icon which said more. When you go into the more section of it, you have very handy safety tips related to day-to-day problems which normally a woman faces. That is something which additionally this application has. But the basic philosophy in developing this app is only twofold, that our response system becomes faster, number one, and a system which gets integrated with our existing technical emergency response infrastructure.
That's very important. But Mishra Sab, I'm playing the devil's advocate. What if the criminal snatches her phone and takes it away?
No.
Is there any
you
button
see,
that
if
when she presses says phone snatched?
It could happen.
Or
I mean, this is not something which one has never thought it. The point is, but why don't you look at it also, that it could happen in few cases where a criminal who's who's bent upon harming a victim could first snatch the phone and throw it out. That cannot be ruled out.
Right.
But why are you also ruling out a large section of people where a criminal psyche gets affected with such kind of a system also in place?
Provided he understands
yes,
that
and
such a system
it
is in
also
place.
depends. You see, the activating system for this telephone, it is that you press SOS, you could also shake it for 3-4 times.
Yes.
Now it depends how intelligently a woman victim also does it. This could not give a signal also to the person that, okay, why she could also press 3-4 times the power button. So it is, I mean, you have
She has
options.
to be trained to use it, and
yes.
also the criminal has to know that such a system exists. So there should be wider publicity
it has
for this.
both, you know,
Yes.
I mean, this cannot be ruled out that in
Yes.
some cases, you know, if a criminal who is bent upon harming someone, definitely will take all kind of precautions which he has to take, taking cue. But I am also concerned about the rest of those criminals also, where this kind of a device or system could also act as a psychological
Yes, of
deterrent
course.
on their mind.
Right.
That also is very
Dr.
important.
Pushpendra, you work with the helpline 181.
Yes.
Which do you think would be faster, 181 or a mobile application?
So I think this is it is better to see them in the complete ecosystem they are working in. So the way 181 works is that the call lands at 181 and then they connect with the police. Here what Mr. Mishra is saying, that they will directly,
It's direct,
it
yes.
will directly go to the police. Now let me come back to slightly before when you were talking about how fast it would be. So basically how fast a data can be sent depends on many things. So it depends on the network speed at that time. So you cannot always determine it. It will depend on the type of network connection the person is having, 2G or 3G.
Yes, of course.
So, but practically speaking, I think the police will be getting a message within a minute or so. Then
Right.
how fast can they act is there. The another point which you raised was, what if there is no time to even touch the phone to the
Yes.
victim. So there are some other approaches which are being
Or the phone is flung out of the hand.
yes, being looked into it, is that you may have another device, another wearable device. So maybe a small band or something
There
which
is a
talks
band.
with your phone.
They've already introduced that.
Yes. So that could be one solution to the problem, where you don't have time to even take out your phone or shake
Right,
it or even
yes.
press. So you may have a small band
Yes.
where you may be just pulling the band may start the application. So these approaches are also something which we are looking into.
Right. Well, in 2014, 11,000 women have used the 100 number facility, while 49,717 women have used the number 1096, the anti-stalking and obscene calls helpline, and 1,410 women have used the women helpline 1091. Now, the Home Minister accepted that there's been a, recently there's been a spurt in crime against women. And he spoke of the necessity of training women in self-defense, and about 14,000 women have already been trained by the Delhi police. So tell me, is there a plan, Mishra Sahab, since you're from the police, is there a plan to train more women?
Yes.
Or maybe have master trainers who go out into the
I
public and
must tell
train
you,
women?
our 2 such training camps are still in progress.
Okay.
They are already going on, one in Dwarka and one also in Jahangirpuri. And our Commissioner of Police, his target this year is that at least we should train 1 lakh such women, because we believe that empowerment of women also to handle some situations with toughness is very important.
Yes,
that is
absolutely.
where, and
They have to
that's
learn to
again,
protect themselves.
that is again where I would like to hint on the mindset. Normally people think that, I mean the masculine mindset, I would say, where only male people can react to some kind of an adverse situations,
Right.
and a woman is pushed to the wall. I think that mindset has to change, and it is changing now. It
Yes.
is changing. Women are coming forward.
Oh,
They are
absolutely.
retaliating. They are also, so the basic philosophy of all these kinds of
Even
training
those who are
is
not
only to
trained.
empower them,
Yes.
that you should see generation आत्म शक्ति और उनके अंदर आत्म साहस का जो वो मतलब भावना है, that is actually
As
is
they say,
going to be there.
self-help is the best help.
Yes,
But a lot of
exactly.
women who are not trained, there are cases of women slapping the criminals and, following
Yes.
them. Recently there was the case of these 2 girls who struggled.
And
with
we
a
have, let
criminal.
me tell you,
Yes.
we have a
Yes.
varying age group. We
Yes.
also had a 8-year-old girl
Yes.
and a 47-year-old woman also who's participating in such training camps.
Yeah, that's fabulous.
So everyone, that's so.
Well, we're going in for a short break. Be back soon after these messages. Welcome back to Gender Discourse and a discussion on whether mobile apps can enhance women's safety in the capital. Well, it's also been acknowledged by the government that an adequate representation of women in the police force is very necessary. In fact, the Home Ministry has sent an advisory to other states that the representation should be 33%. The representation of women in the Central Armed Police Force is just 1.22%. And in the next 2 to 4 years, the government aims to bring it up to 5%. But is that adequate? Mishra Sahab, this is for you.
No, the participation of women in the police force is definitely, it has to increase. For example, in Delhi police, as of now, the total strength is approximately 8,000 in all ranks, women, which comes down to 9%. But attempts are being made also to increase the strength of women police in all ranks, because it has to come up to that level. So we are taking, I mean Delhi police is taking enough steps to ensure that at least the participation of women in all ranks increases.
Yes, 33% is the charm number that the government is,
That's true.
attempting to sort of push even in Parliament. Perhaps at
Yeah.
the next in the next session. The UPA had really mooted it, but they couldn't bring it through. Their allies were against it and they sort of blocked it in Parliament.
That needs to be increased, because now it is also legal requirement.
Yes.
Because under the CRPC,
Yeah.
now to deal with the crime against women, it is also required that same crime should be dealt by the women police officer.
Yes.
So it is required that it should be brought to at least to that level.
Yes. Okay, the Nirbhay Jyoti Trust, which works for the security and welfare of women, is headed by Jyoti's mother. And you know, it gives out funds to organizations and women who need that kind of help. But the case which branded Delhi as the rape capital of the world really pushed the authorities to enact tougher laws against rape. Unfortunately, the laws are there, but the conviction rate is still abysmally low. I mean, look at the perpetrators in the case. They were awarded the death sentence by the Delhi High Court, but they've gone in appeal against it, and it's still languishing in the Supreme Court. The appeal is languishing there. So, what would you like to say something about this, Dr. Pushpendra? What is your view? Why do you think that the courts are so sluggish?
Well, I believe it is again issues with numbers. We already have a lot of cases registered, but I think that this is one point I definitely agree that the conviction rate should increase, and that would be the only effective deterrent against such crimes.
Right. I have to tease the phone lines. People, all of you who, all those of you who want to contact us and want to sort of participate in this discussion, you can call us at 1-800-11-5314 and 011-230-25420. I hope you've got that. Right, we'll go back to the discussion.
Yes, so I believe that conviction rate should definitely increase, because that is the only effective deterrent. So once a person knows that if he does the crime, then there is a punishment which he is going to get, then that will stop people.
Yes, well, data says that 83.4% rape cases are pending trial, and the conviction rate is 27.1%. So, even though there are fast-track courts which have been instituted, the conviction rate is really poor. Mishra Saab, would you like to comment on that?
I think the issue of conviction has to be looked into a broader perspective of whole criminal justice system. You know, conviction, would I say, it is the last stop. You know, it is the ultimate. It is something where judgment is pronounced on the guilt of a particular. I'm talking in general about the conviction as such. And before this conviction or a judgment is passed, sentencing somebody or imprisoning for life or death or anything, it has to go through a very elaborate legal procedure. And there are at times several gaps, I would say. There are at times where are several constants also which does not actually infuse the whole process of criminal justice system in a manner it should go, so that our conviction rate should improve. But theoretically, the conviction is the only way through which you are able to send a very strong message to a victim, I mean any criminal who is committing a crime. In case of cases of crime against women, you know, this whole process has lot of constraints in the, for example, I mean, the first issue comes at reporting of the crime only, you see, where there are a lot of social inhibitions. Still it did not get reported. I mean, there are many sociological factors behind that, why such kind of cases, never crime against women used to be reported. Again, the whole patriarchal setup, and there are so many things which play important role. Once she has come and reported also, and there are several stages during the trial when the prosecution takes place, at least an attempt is being made by the accused also to intimidate. So sometimes the collection of evidence, so that the police, judiciary, and I mean these are 2-3 very important wings in the whole process. They play a critical role in ensuring conviction. But the conviction definitely depends on the quality of investigation which is carried out, and that is where police has a very important role to play. And Delhi police, at least when the investigation of, because there is a special protocol now, that if a case of sexual assault had been registered, what kind of in fact steps you are supposed to take. For example, to reduce the burden on the victim to get harassed every time, now there is a recent judgment where it has been pointed out that the police has no need to register the statement of the victim. They should immediately take the victim before the magistrate. The recording of the statement under section 164
so you
CRPC.
save time there.
Yes, no, it also reduces the, in fact, the further harassment of the victim, that she is once examined by the police, the same examination, the same recording of statement takes place before the magistrate. So there is a order now in the court judgments also that the police doesn't have to immediately, if it has been reported, they should make an attempt to get the statement, I mean nearest within 24 hours to get the statement of the victim registered before the magistrate. Right. And let me tell you, the statement which is registered before a magistrate, yes, from the point of evidence, it has very solid evidence.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we have a first caller, J.N. Rao from Tamil Nadu. Mr. Rao, are you on the phone?
Yes, very much.
Please ask your question.
Thank you. The inauguration of Delhi Himmat Mobile preventive measure will go a long way in empowering the women with all the high-tech. This time factor is the most important in tracking down the antisocial elements, and hence the Himmat Mobile scheme is indeed a welcome gesture on the part of the Delhi administration, which will go a long way in providing jobs to thousands of women in the nation's capital also, and in breaking down the crime rate. According to my estimate, crime rate should come down by 50% in the next 1.5 years, and this will be welcomed by all women and all persons who believe in human rights for safety purposes.
Thank you. I'm glad you welcome it, but you don't have a question. Do you have a question?
No, this is my comment.
Okay, you just wanted to comment in. All right, great. Now, we were talking about the slow rate of conviction. On the other hand, the performance of the police has been much better, which may come as a surprise to a lot of people who who've been castigating the Delhi police. In case of molestation and sexual harassment, only 22.9% molestation cases were pending investigation. So you deserve a congratulations.
Thank you very much. No, I think I have, for the paucity of time, but I have figures in which the cases related to crime against women within 1 week's time, within 2 weeks' time, and these cases are being monitored at a very high level actually. There is a very close monitoring of cases in Delhi police which are related to crime against women, and that is one reason which has led to the finalization of cases filing. For example, in this recent Uber case, I mean the charge sheet has already been filed.
We will come back to this. We'll also come back to the registration of cases.
Sure.
After this brief break. We'll return soon.